What's up, dudes? I'm 373 and welcome back to the Java tutorial. Anyway, today we're just gonna go right into this. Go in, tutorial 6. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so today what we're working on is array sorting. So last week we worked on arrays, now we'll work on how to sort them. And what I mean by that is, let's open up a notepad to do this. So you have your random array 4, 5, 23, 7, 9, 12, something. What you want to do is you want to sort it so that it is 4, 5, 7, 9, 12, 23. So it's all in order. So that's what we're going to do. So there's two types of ways to do this. So let's go with the first one. Now, this one is called bubble sort. I know for a fact this one's called. The other one, I don't quite remember what it's called. I remember it's 6.1, and I remember there's one called selection sort. I'm not sure if this one's selection sort, so, but whatever. So let's start with the 4, 5, the 23, the 7, the 9, and the 12. So we go through this. We check this guy and compare it to this guy. If this guy is bigger than this guy, they swap. They are not. In this one, they are not, so we move on. So we check this guy and this guy. This one's bigger than this one, they swap. This one's smaller than this one, so they don't swap. These two, we check them. Is this one bigger than this one? Then they do swap. So your new array is 4, 5, 7, 23, 9, and 12. Let's do this again. This guy versus this guy. Is this guy bigger than this guy? Yes, it is. So, again, they swap. 4, 5, 7, 9, 23, 12. And then again, is 23 bigger than 12? Yes, it is. So they swap again. 4, 5, 7, 9, 12, 23. But what it has to do is, the way this would be coded, Java's not sure if this is the right order yet. So it'll go through, it's like, is this in the correct order? Yep. If this is the correct order? Yep. If this is the correct order? Yep. Is this in the correct order? Yep. Is this in the correct order? Yep. If these are all correct, if there was no swaps when it went through the thing, then it's done. The other type is what it does. Now, let's go for a more complicated thing because we'll have to go through multiple times. So let's go 4, 5, 4, 7, 5, 12, 4, 7, 5, 12, 9, 23. Let's run this through. 4 to 7, good. 7 to 5, 4 to 7, good. 7 to 5, swap. So 4, 5, 7, 12, 12, 9, 23. Actually, this will be the right way around. So let's put a 9 there and a 7 there. So this will be 4, 5, 9, 12, 7, 23. Next what it does is it compares to this guy. Okay, we're good. 12 to 7. Again, swap. 4, 5, 9, 7, 12, 23. And then this compares. It's good. Now, it goes through again. It's like, okay, 4, 5, and then it sees the 9 and the 7. It's like, those need to be swapped. 7, 9, 12, 23. And then once it sees that, it's like, okay, that's the correct. It'll check over it once more. It'll determine it's in the correct order, and then it's done. The next one, I don't remember what it's called. Let's just put other type here. I don't remember what this one's called. But let's start with the 4, 5. Let's start with a different thing. 77, 84, 56, 2, 91. Okay. What this does is it searches for the smallest one and swaps it with the beginning. So it's searching through. 2 is the smallest one, swaps it with the 77. 2, 84, 56, 77, 91. And then what it does is it goes through again, skipping this guy, just goes through these ones and searches for the smallest one and swaps it with the second one. So it goes 2, 56, 84, 77, 91. And it goes through these three. It's like 77 swaps with 84. Goes through the smallest of these guys. Decides that 77 needs to be swapped with 84. So it's 2, 56, 77, 84, 91. Now we know this is sorted just by looking at it. But Java still has to check through these ones, look for the smallest one, and put it here. Once it's done that, it is done. Trust me. You don't need to go through to check that they're all in the correct order. You would know it's in the correct order just based on how this one works. So, anyways, let's go through them. So let's declare an int array. That just happened. And let's call this array 0 equals. Let's fill it with some random stuff. 734. No. 753. 7. 669. 379. Which needs commas in there. Completely forgot to put those in. Anyway, so those are our. And I guess 966. Okay. Actually, let's put the 966 at the beginning. Actually, you can have two of the same one in the array, just so you know. They don't all have to be different numbers in the array. Anyway, so let's start. This needs 4 loops, just so you know. Okay? So let's start with this first one. 4 int I equals 0. I is less than array 0 dot length minus 1. That's important. I plus plus. Now what this minus 1 bit means is it will go up until this guy, because if we go up to this guy and tries to compare it with the one bigger than it, it will think, whoa, hang on a minute. It'll look at this, it'll try to look at its next element, which doesn't exist. So we just want to go to this one, and it can compare itself to this one. Now, you might think, oh, this is all good, but it will only run through once. So let's just control X this. And then we're going to do, now, there's something cool with curly braces you can do. I'm just going to introduce. You can do that. You can declare a Boolean in here. Boolean has swapped equals false. And this is interesting. You cannot do anything with has swapped out here. Because what this is that this has swapped variable is only valid within these curly braces. That's something important I want to do. That way you don't have it where you don't want to have it. Anyway, let's go through here. Let's do while not has swapped. No, while has swapped is what it's supposed to be. Oh no, it should be a do while loop because we want to go through it the first time. Do while has swapped. Now what this means is this has swapped is if you swap two numbers, this will become equal to true, and this will repeat, which means it's completely possible for it to check through the whole thing, have no swaps, and it's like, okay, the array's already sorted. So let's go in here. So let's put this for loop we had earlier back. Okay? Now this goes in here. If, this is the if statement we want, if array 0 I is greater than array 0, that just, why does the start menu open up? I must have accidentally hit the Windows key. I plus 1, this is where it says swapped. So let's put has swapped equals true. That's the first thing we want to worry about. And then we can put, and then we declare something called a buffer. Now this will set equal to array 0 I. What this means is because once we set array 0, and then we put array 0 I equals array 0 I plus 1. Well, once it does that, this array 0 I is no longer equal to the number we put into buffer. So we couldn't put it back into array 0. So what we do is we go in here and we do array 0 I plus 1 equals buffer. And there, you just swap them. Nice and easy right there. Really simple. It's a really simple 3-step thing. Set the buffer equal to one of the elements, set that element equal to the other element you're swapping, set the other element to the buffer. Boom. Now, what this will do is, and then I'm just going to create a for loop to show that we have sorted it. So let's just type in the whole thing. System.out.println array 0 I. And then just print it. I think I may have done something wrong. Hang on. Swapped. Why is it? Okay, there is something going on that I screwed up in here. So apparently it decided to not work for some reason. The randomness of that has confused me. So let's go through this to see what might have actually happened. Okay, so the buffer will become 966 on the first go around. That will become 753. That becomes 966. Okay. And then, so we go from 966, 753, 753, 966, 7. So that would swap. Eventually, would it get confused on this part? Hang on, let me remove this. See if that's what's confusing it, because that would make no sense. I'm lost. Why is this not working? Oh, I just realized the thing. When you go back into the loop, you want to make sure it's set back to false. I feel like an idiot for forgetting that part. Yeah, you want to make sure it's set back to false, and actually we don't need to have that false there because it will equal to false within here. So yeah, as you can see, it worked. Let's try the other one. Let's go here. Okay. This enter key, this super sensitive enter key has gone on for way too long. I think it's annoying. Anyway, we're just going to throw in some more numbers in here. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. This is actually going to be really funny. So, let's go. For int I equals 0, I is less than array 1 dot length minus 1. Again, that needs to happen. I plus plus. For int j equals I is less than array 1 dot length j plus plus. Now what this does is this goes over it up until this goes through it. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then this guy does not reach this guy. This one goes, starting on this one, goes from this guy to this guy to this guy to this guy, this guy, searching for the smallest number, and finds it, swaps it with this guy, and and then goes this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, swaps it with the next one, this guy, this guy, this guy, swaps it, this guy, and swaps it. Should be quite interesting. I want to see how this happens. So this should work. So we want to declare int. No, we're going to do in here int smallest num and this is going to be fun because we want this to be equal to something. This is easy. Why do I actually keep array 1 0 element 0? So what? It's just going to go through until it reaches the smallest one anyway. And this is already the smallest one. So what? So if this is what we want, smallest num is greater than array 1 j, then, and you don't need the curly braces because this is one line, then smallest num equals array 1j. Now this is actually valid right here, except for that W there. But this is actually valid. Do you see it doesn't have the curly braces? You can do that with one statement. Basically, it just reads this as a single statement. If this, then this, that's okay. When you put the block of text around it, it's like, if this, do this, everything in these curly braces. Yeah. That's how it works. So if that's the case, then it does that. And at the end, this is what it does. If it's still on this first one, it will swap the first one with itself. And then, no. You want, no, if you want it to be equal to the index. Because then you can refer to the index, so you can swap them. So this is where it gets really complicated. Basically what this is saying, okay, now I gotta explain what I just did because I just realized how this is supposed to work. So this is set equal to 0. If the element at the current smallest num index is greater than the element we are currently looking at it, then the new smallest numbers index becomes this guy, and so on. That way we can go in here, we can do our thing again. Int buffer equals array 1I, which is the starting element we were working on for this iteration of this for loop here. So we got our buffer. Then we can replace the number in the index we're currently looking at with array 1 smallest num index, and then array 1 smallest num index equals buffer. And then at the end of this, just to check to make sure that it still worked, we're going to take this, we're going to Control C, Control V, and we're going to replace this with 1, this one with 1, and then, yeah, thing as a thing. And apparently I've already gotten an index out of bounds exception. Where the heck did that happen? Why does it do this to me? Why does it always do this to me, you know? You're thinking, just just when you're finally actually getting into this working correctly, it decides, nah, actually, I really don't want to. So it got a 5 somehow on this line. Okay, which of these is a 5? Is the important question. Is this J? I is less than. I will put an I there. Yeah, you always want to do that. Did it not? It did not. It did not sort through rate at all. What? Holy cow. Oh, actually, no. It just did not sort that guy with that guy. So it would have put the 1 there, right? I don't... What is happening? Okay. Right, I did not plan on this going this horribly wrong. Like, seriously, what is happening now? We've got... Is that... Okay, it's not just a random glitch. It's repeating. Okay. What? Because the 1 would have gone there. It wouldn't have been the 5 going there. How? Doesn't make sense. Because it would have gone right to there to check to see if J was actually. So how did it get 5 there? Okay, let's try and determine what's happening here. So it's going to start with 2. Okay, messing with 2 first. And then it's going to here. It's checking over. It's like, is 3 greater than 2? Okay, it's already checked 2. Basically, it's asking, maybe we should do, maybe that'll fix it for some reason. Nope. I think it only removes a little bit of time from the thing. Not that you're going to notice. It's really quick, but on bigger arrays, I think it does remove a bit of time doing that, but I don't get how this is breaking. This should be working. Maybe if I put the curly braces in there, that would work. But that makes no sense why that would work. Okay. Okay. So it's equal to 0. So it's going through here. It's like, is this greater than this? No, so don't. Is this greater than this? Is this greater than this? No. So this stays as that. It keeps going until it determines that this is greater than this. So this is smaller than this. So they swap. And then it should swap the 2 with the 3. The 3 with the 4. And then the 4 with the 5. But somehow it puts the 5 at the beginning? Oh. That should fix it. Yeah. Because once this is decided that it's in fact, once it's put the 1 there, this is set to 0, and 1's constantly the smallest one, so yeah, okay. So yeah, you want to set this equal to I, not 0. My mistake right there. But yeah, that is how sorting works. Bit of a pain in the butt, apparently, to actually remember how your algorithm's supposed to be. And actually, I'm just going to say this right now. Replace smallest num index with a k. Okay? Trust me when I say that it's much easier to just... Trust me when I say when you're... Later, you're going to thank me for doing this, because then you only have to type k when you're typing this out the one time, so that you can basically call this as a thing that can basically... I'm starting to confuse you a little bit. That's next tutorial. Seriously, that's actually the next tutorial. But thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button, share it if you liked it, and subscribe for daily content. And be sure to have a lovely day. Bye!